Hey, today let's talk about hauling hazardous materials. Okay, to get started, this is not going to be a tutorial or a lesson on everything hazmat. It's just going to be an observation that I've made about something, and then I'm going to tell you how we do hazmat, how we take care of all the stuff that we need to do in order to haul it. My first observation is we have outside carriers sometimes haul our stuff. And of course we require that the outside carriers that come to our terminal to haul our stuff have a hazmat endorsement, okay? Now I've noticed when I've been waiting at the window, at the dispatch window, and my dispatcher's talking to the outside carrier and telling him what all he's got and how much hazmat, what placards, these guys a lot of times don't have a clue. They may have studied well enough to get their endorsement, but I don't think their companies give them any follow-up training or regular training on what to do and how to placards, and they just have to catch up when they come upon that situation. So if you're watching this and you don't work LTL, you work for what they call an uncommon carrier, like one of the megas, Werner, CFI, one of those, tell me how they handle the hazmat. Do they require you have a hazmat to work there? I know some companies don't, but some companies do, okay? Even if they all hazmat, they don't necessarily require you to have the endorsement. So that's my observation on that. Now I want to talk about how we do it at Saya. Okay, so I want to talk about how we do hazmat at Saya, and I think it's pretty common. Most of the stuff is pretty standard at LTL companies, right? And if it's done correctly, you can solve a lot of problems before they come up, right? And usually when they come up is when I get the trailer, I get the paperwork, and have to get things fixed. But there's several steps in between that can mitigate all that circumstance, right? And it all starts with the city P&D driver. City P&D driver's assigned to go pick up a shipment, and it's got hazmat on it. He's got to, of course, check that it's packaged correctly, labeled correctly, and all that. But once he gets the paperwork, the bill of lading, the original bill of lading, he has to check it's got all the proper shipping name, hazard class, packaging group, all of that stuff in the description. But he also needs to make sure that it is signed by the shipper. The shipper certification has to be signed. If he makes sure that's right and gets it loaded and all the paperwork's right, none of the other steps should have any problem. But the next step would be when it gets to the billing clerk. He goes in there, gives all the original bill of ladings to the billing clerk. They go through them. Here's another opportunity for them to check to make sure all the stuff on the bill of lading is correct. The description and the shipper certifications. I think there needs to be a hazmat spill reporting phone number on there also. I believe that's correct. The next step would be out on the dock. Dock supervisor, I guess, pulls up all the original bill of lading copies and all the travel copies for the other freight off his computer. He prints it out. And here's another opportunity for somebody to look at that original bill of lading, make sure that it goes with the shipment, make sure that the shipping certification is signed, all that stuff. This is just another step that can stop any problems from coming up later. Also, when they get the load out there and they're loading it on the trailers, it gives them an opportunity. They have to make sure that it's secured properly, right? They check the freight, make sure it's labeled properly, and they have to secure it properly. Because when I get out here and I go through a weigh station and I got hazmat on, you can bet, especially here in Texas, that they're going to pop that seal and check your securement on that hazmat freight. They just are. It's a violation if it's not secure. And as a line haul driver, I almost never get a trailer that's not sealed already and pulled away from the dock, so I can't check the securement. I just have to trust that the dock is doing their job. Once I come to the yard and I get my trailer numbers and I go out to the yard and find them, if all of these steps have been taken from the city driver all the way to the dock, I shouldn't have a problem with any paperwork. Placarding should be done correctly. At least tell me which placards I need to get and the correct placards. The bills should be right, the shipper certification should be signed, and I shouldn't have any problem with that, right? Now, one thing I got to make sure is that Saya requires of us, and I'm not sure how many of these things are required by the DOT, but our hazmat paperwork always has a little red sticker sticking out from the side, or it should have, that says hazardous materials. And it also, they put all the hazmat bills inside a card, folded over, that I think it's pretty universal, that I think most carriers haul them. I've been here so long that I don't remember anything anybody else ever did. And of course, the regs have changed over the years. But we have a card, and it's got a number to it, I don't know, but it, in general, marks down what hazmat shipments you have and how much they weigh, and it should say on there which placards you need. So as me as the line haul driver, I need to check what it says to what the bills say to what's on the trailer. And that's up to me. I'm the last line of defense before it goes out the gate. But like I said, if all the steps have been taken care of, I shouldn't have to worry about any of that. I'm just the last check to check the boxes and get out of there without having to go back in the office, get things fixed. Tell me what you do at your company, you LTL guys. Tell me if what I'm saying is not pretty common for you guys too. You over-the-road guys, uncommon carrier, mega fleet, whatever you drive. When you pull hazardous materials, how do you guys handle it? Is it pretty similar? Is there completely different things? And there may be within the regs other ways to do it. I don't know. But tell me what you think about hazmat and hauling hazardous materials. Stick around. Watch some more of my videos. I really appreciate you watching. Like the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. I appreciate it so much. And if you have subscribed, I really appreciate that too. Leave a comment and we'll have a conversation about anything on all my videos. We'll see you later.